Hello everyone. We are today trying to learn very little about Earth Engine, the very basics, I would say. Sort of very basic steps we begin every time while doing in Earth Engine. We start by using this point icon in Geometry tool. We point it somewhere and rename it as point here. I have already done this process, so I'm going to delete it. We can search the datasets by writing Landsat 8, and we see various rasters. Gosh, let me uncomment this. So we have already copied this code. We get this from within the source information available here, and it's here, and we copied it from there here, and we want to filter the image collections by date, and for this we write .filter date. D is capital, which is the popular function, very much necessary to be restrictive for the products. We bind this product further by the point, and we write our .filter bounds. The point was created earlier, and finally we have .filter metadata. Here the cloud cover, we want the cloud cover to be less than 10, and this here we have a less than. This operator comes within the filter metadata, and this cloud cover, which is all in capital letter, comes from the image properties. You can see within the image properties there are different other properties, and based upon the user knowledge, image properties can be used as per the requirement. And finally we have that first, and it selects the very first image, and we print this. The first string here is for the information for us, and the second one is the variable name, and we run this. And we see the result here. We have bands, properties, and upon our requirements, you can see what each content. And to add the image as layer, let me uncomment this again. So we have here map.add layer, M and L are capital, and we have the variable name here, and we have added this image visualization parameter, and the string name is for the layer's name. And we have for the color, within this color brackets, we have selected bands, B4, B3, and B2 as 3 bands, and minimum and maximum values. And this minimum and maximum values comes after being aware in about seeing the ranges of values, and there is no specific values here. So we name this layer as image to color, and while we run this, we get the image. We can also use settings from here, and we can select different bands as required. Similarly, to add another layer, we can also work by within single line. Here we have visualization parameters in this layer, within this layer, and this has been named as false color composite. So while we run this, we get the new layer here that is false color composite, and we get this reddish brownish image. So one thing to note here, I forgot to mention it earlier, if we skip this one, we get some kind of error, I believe. Okay, well, this is just saying the different features, and we get the 4 features. But while we do this dot first, it is selecting the very first image from the features. So that's what I wanted to say. So regarding the different Landsat 8 data sets, there can be slight confusion why so many products exist. As the old user within the remote sensing area, as the beginner learner. So Earth Engine certainly hosts different data sets, different rasters related to Landsat 8. So to begin with, the very first product to be aware is the unprocessed or raw products. It includes the DN values, and DN stands for the energy stored by the sensor in a specific region of the electromagnetic spectrum. So this is the very raw image or raw products. And here we have no only the no other things added, only T1. And as we go on, there's something added at the very end. So the second one is when the DNs are converted to the sensor radiance units. So the radiance stands for the radiance energy related to a very given surface that can be emitted or can be reflected or transmitted or received. That's all involved within the unit projected area, and that's being observed from the very certain angle towards it. So in general, or in terms, is the ratio. So the radiance is the ratio of the upward reflectance from the target and the Earth surface to the downward radiance from the sun. So this is the ratio of two reflectance, and that's the radiance. And as soon as it is converted, as the DN is converted to the radiance, then this is called the top of atmosphere reflectance. So the problem with this is it contains so many atmospheric effects, and when these atmospheric effects are attempted to be reduced, and these are finally turned into the surface reflectance. So they became final image is the surface reflectance. And so all these steps are done by the scientists, USGS scientists, with lots of efforts, and yearly we are trying to learn about them. So other concept is we also have tier 1 and tier 2. So what they're doing is they are trying to help us identify the very suitable data for our cases. And tier 1 are data with highest data qualities, and tier 2 are data that are not in accordance with tier T1, and it's something related to the orbital information. That's orbital information, and these are the things that we need to know. So this was the very basic guide related to Landsat, and for the very first all the steps in Earth Engine. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.